Hello. Welcome to our Coffee Run Live, the very special launch edition for Video Rockstar. I am so incredibly excited to share this with you. So I thought that I would actually roll out with this today. And then we'll chat about some of the other things that I really wanted to talk to you about and basically whip you into a little bit of you are a little bit playing it safe or a lot playing it safe kind of frenzy. So let me know when you are coming on that you can hear me. That would be a really great thing. Let me know where you're dialing in from today and let's get this show on the road. So Video Rockstar, I have been creating videos for marketing purposes since 2011. And I remember the first time that my mentor said, okay, you're going to actually create a video blog. And I've gone, what? You mean that my face has to be on camera? You know, how am I going to do that? What am I going to do? What if I lose my words? And it was really interesting. And actually before that, no, I was filming, it was 2010. I tell a lie. It was 2010 and that story did happen in 2011. She's like, you're going to put this out into the world. But I'd been creating videos from, hey, Catherine, hola from Tanunda. I love it. Country South Australia. Beautiful part of the world. The thing is that in 2010, I'd come out of, and I know that a lot of you will actually relate to this, I came out of a really successful corporate career. Actually, I was still employed in corporate at this time. And I was like, I know that I have to create videos. I was really excited and passionate about building up an online business. I didn't know how quite I was going to make that work, but I knew that the way to get clients was to be out there online. I live in the middle of nowhere. I live in a tiny country town called Mildura, right on the Murray. It's a really beautiful place. We've got lots of grapes, lots of citrus, not huge amounts of people, and it's 5 minutes to everything. So, you know, in terms of the lifestyle that we have here, it's really amazing. But for what I was wanting to do, it's like I had these visions of building $1 million a year business, leaving corporate, being ultra successful. I remember a friend of mine actually telling me, she said, Nick, there's this guy, this is when we were working in the banking game, we were working in corporate together. And she said, Nick, there's a guy who makes $200,000 a year just going around the country speaking. And I'm like, I could do that. I've been told since I was about, 3 years old that I was so chatty. I was chatty Cathy. I could speak underwater with a mouthful of marbles. Running out of words was never an option or never a reality for me. I've always had all of the words unless I get put in a situation that I'm not in control of, right? And if someone asks me something, I'm like, well, this is my thoughts about this. Hey, Christy, happy Wednesday. I had to think about what day it was. So way back then, I've been creating videos, right, since all the way back in 2010. And it was for the style and personal branding stuff that I was doing back then. So all about how to lead, putting your best foot forward and how to create that kind of who's that in the room when you walk in, right? I know that you guys have been in rooms, whether it's in parties, whether it's at networking events, whether it's other people's events, whether it's trainings. You see some people just have this presence about them and it's kind of like, who is that? And I need to know who that is. That was what I was working with people to create. Really, a really powerful, captivating, gasp personal brand. And I knew that in order to be able to do that, I had to use video. But I was so petrified of not being professional. In my view of the world and in my belief system back then, I was like, in order for me to be taken seriously, because I've come out of corporate and I felt like I didn't have any credibility. And, you know, I'd come out of corporate. And actually still in corporate, and I was like, right, well, if I'm going to really build and grow this business, and if I'm going to get out there in a really big way, then that's great. But, you know, there's only so much that you can do living in the middle of nowhere. So I've got to use video, because video had the penetration of being able to reach anyone globally. So I was like, okay, great, I've got to do this, but I've got this professional hangover, right? Really bad professional hangover. So my videos were like this. So I was all like, it was really tight. And I was like, hi, my name is Nicola Moras. And today we're talking about how to create a really powerful personal brand and all of the things. Oh my God, kill me now. Like, it was so, I was really monotone. I didn't know how to do anything. And I taught myself how to do all of this. I would research on YouTube how to edit. I researched and spent months and years and hours trying to find the best way of being able to put these together, because even back then I knew that video was going to be a powerful way to be able to reach people. And so I committed to getting out of my own comfort zone. I created really shit videos really early on. If you want to have a laugh at me, if you want to see the evolution of Nicola and that I'm actually like, I feel your pain with perhaps worrying about losing your words, go back and have a look at some of my early videos on YouTube. They are freaking hideous. Make sure that you have been to the toilet before you watch them, if you have toilet paper, because you will most likely wet yourself laughing at my expense. And I'm very happy to take one for the team on that. So the way that I do videos these days is very different to the way that they were done way back then. But there are a lot of things that are really similar. Right? The way we structure the content is very similar. The way that we show up is similar. And the thing that I've always said is that you've got to show up as you. You've got to find those amazing things in you and use those to your advantage. So that's really what Video Rockstar is about. It's a culmination of the last decade of knowledge that I've gone, right, everybody, you guys need to get on video. Now, a huge, I guess, a validation for this at the moment is if you're listening to this after the coronavirus, panic has subsided, think about this. Like, for those of you who are listening right now, this is going to be really relevant. For those of you who are listening to this in the future, welcome. But for those of you live right now, we're seeing that a lot of people are getting locked down. They're being forced into staying from their home, in their homes. And I guess what that does, if you think about it, from a how you get out there and how you reach people perspective in your marketing, using social media and video in particular is a really great way of being able to kind of reach through the internet and say, hey, you know what, I get it, I get you, I really feel what you're going through, and here are some things that you can do. It makes it really easy for you to reach people who may not have the ability to be able to get out and do the things that that you might rely on in the normal course of business or in a normal day. So Video Rockstar, what I was thinking about with this, I've been thinking about putting together a video training program for a really long time, and it just never quite felt like the timing was right. I didn't kind of feel like my zazz, for want of a better word, was kind of right. My energy wasn't quite right. It just wasn't aligned right then. And then last week I was journaling about it, and it came up in two different ways. I'm like, right, if it's come up in two different ways, then this has to be freaking done. Actually, it was the week before. It has to be done, and it has to be done now. And I guess like the things that I think about with this is that so many people I don't have to convince you of the need to use video, whether it's in your marketing, whether it's in your training delivery, whether it's in your course facilitation, whether it's about building a membership site and having self-study courses for people, whether it's about filming your blogs, whether it's about having the confidence to do your live streams. The thing with video that most people come up against, and the reason that so many people tell me that they haven't done anything about using it yet, is because they're scared. And this scaredness is not just an irrational fear, like, oh, I'm just scared of video. It's a fucking camera. There's nothing to be afraid of. It's not a bear. It's not gonna eat you or, decapitate you or, rip your guts out with its really sharp claws. It's a freaking video camera. Like, you're going to be fine. Or it's a phone that you're staring down the barrel of. What they're worried about and what they're thinking about and what they've told me is that they feel like they don't have any frameworks. They don't have a framework, and therefore they don't have clarity. They know they need to use it, right? It's like we all know that we need to use certain things. Like, we know we need to use social media. But most people lack the clarity of going, all right, this is why I'm doing this. This is why it's important. This is what it means. And then this is how to do it. So the thing that I see that's missing for a lot of people is that they know that they need to use video, but they don't see how it pans into their overall plan, their overall strategy, and how it's actually going to be used to create a result. So everything that Video Rockstar is about doing strategic work that is going to get you clients and therefore money, right? Everything that I talk about, your visibility, is about getting clients and getting money, and then being able to help people, right? So you being able to do the work that you're here to do in the way you love to do it with the people that you love to do it with. So the clarity piece though, like if you guys know, right, this is my framework, this is a bit of a system, particularly when you're starting. The thing that really freaking pisses me off is when people say, and you've probably heard this, you need to use video. Okay, great, can I have a plan? No, just let it free flow out of you. It's like, well, that's unfucking helpful. Thank you very much. Particularly if you are new to video, if you're new to live streaming, if you're new to filming blogs, if you're new to creating programs, if you're new to doing any of this, membership sites, whatever, if you get told, just go within and the message will come out, or just trust that the right thing is going to come out of your face. Not everybody has that level of trust in their ability to be able to, get out there and do it. So most people need clarity. The next thing is that most people also tell me, oh, look, I'm just worried that I'm not going to have the right words. I'm not sure how I'm going to say what I want to say. What if I run out of words? What if the camera goes on and I'm doing a live and I'm just like, I don't know what I'm saying now. And then you feel like an idiot, right? I've been in this situation where the camera's been on and I feel like I've completely run out of words. And it's like, well, that just finished. So, trust the process. Yeah, it's important to trust the process, absolutely. But if you've got no frame of reference for what a fucking process is, then it's never going to freaking happen. Everybody is going to come back to that, well, I don't have the clarity of what to say, and I sure as shit don't have the confidence to be able to get out there and say the things that need to be said. Thank you, Catherine, for putting that in, because that's a really great point. We always have to trust the process, and we trust intuition all the time and things like that. But if you're brand new, or if you've been doing video for a while and it's not producing results, then you've got to have a framework, and that's what you can use to bolster your confidence. And then from there, it's like, okay, great. So I've got the clarity. I know what my plan is. I know how I'm going to leverage it. I know I'm going to how to monetize it. I've got the confidence to be able to get out there and, say the stuff that needs to be said, really talk to the people who really need it. I'm playing full fucking out. Yeah, let's go. Okay, cool. Then what? We don't just want to use video as, you can if you want, but most of us don't want to use video just for the sake of ego, right? Most of us don't want to turn the camera on just so that we can look at ourselves. Make sure you're looking down the barrel of the camera, you guys. It's not about sitting there looking at ourselves in the video and it's not an egotistical, narcissistic type drive. It's about actually using this medium, this beautiful, amazing, leverageable, multi-purpose medium to connect and bring clients in, right? So we use it as a marketing tool. And if you want to just use it to boost your profile and boost your ego, more power to you, that's great. But most people, we're looking at using this as a tool to reach into the hearts and minds of our prospective clients. So we look at clients. And then the fourth thing that we're covering off is cash. Because if you're generating clients, and you've got to be able to generate money, right? You're a business owner. business owner hat on, you are not just doing this for the sake of the fame and the notoriety or the tagging on Facebook. You're doing it because you need to generate the freaking money, right? You need money. We all need money. So I just want to share with you some of the modules, and I've just got some things here I'm going to read off to make sure I've got it right. And then actually I'm going to start talking about how a lot of us are playing it safe. And it was actually a topic that came up in my journaling this morning, and I wanted to throw my journal in the pool. So stay tuned for that in a sec. So Video Rockstar, we kick off on the 23rd of March. We have got our pre-work is going live over the next week, which is going to be terribly fabulous, naturally. It's going to be great. Module 1 is all about you kind of deciding that I am not singing in the freaking shower anymore, right? I know that you probably have an amazing message. You have got a brilliant thing that you do with your clients. Your people probably get results and you just are ready. You're ready for more, right? But most people, or a lot of people, will tell me that they kind of feel like they're getting out there onto the internet and no one's freaking listening, and it's kind of like singing in the shower. We don't want to do that. So we're going to have a look at how to actually craft your message, how to really then match that up with what the people out there really need to hear so that you can be consistent, so that you can be on point, so you always feel inspired to create videos and content that really talks into the hearts and minds of the people you want to help. Module 2. No more busking, girlfriend. So what this means, like if you think about busking, right? Buskers tend to roll out into a mall or into somewhere you might even think of it like gigging, and they'll often sing and perform covers of other people's music to an audience that just happens to be there. Right? It's not their own audience. If you're busking down a mall and you've got your guitar case out there and people are throwing change in there, or you're at the bar and you've been booked and the people are there just to hear you do the covers, they are not your audience. And the fact of the matter is that if you really want to be iconic, if you really want to be able to use your position to influence people and help them get a result and step into their full potential, then you've got to be doing it with an audience who is yours, not an audience who is someone else's, right? If I said to you, come and talk to my people, let's do a video where you're talking to my people, they might, like, you guys might be really excited to hear from somebody else. But at the end of the day, like, I've worked really fucking hard in the last decade to build and grow you guys, the audience, and connect with you, that somebody else coming in is not potentially going to have the same impact. So we want to be able to cultivate and bring in your audience. So therefore, no more busking. We're just going to build and create your audience, your hot cold clients, and bring them in. Module 3 is all about camera confidence. So camera confidence is a really important thing, and it comes from knowing not only how to, where to look and everything like that. It's having a sense of certainty with you being able to show up and deliver what needs to be said. And that generally doesn't happen until we've done module 1, which is really about your message and your structure and your plan and everything like that. So we want to build and grow your unique style. Now, the way that you do video is going to be very different to the way that I do video, which will be very different to the way someone else does video, which will be very different to the way that someone else does video, and so on and so forth. I want you in this particular module to be able to grow your own style, your own confidence, and your certainty around what it is that you are doing, okay? So that's module 3. Module number 4 is all about strategy. So strategy is making sure that you're using everything that we've done to get clients and to make money, right? So that we're growing your visibility to get clients and to make money, so that we're growing and cultivating trust in the market, so that people can be like, I've loved watching you. I completely believe in what you're saying. And you know what? I'm in. Shut up and take my money. Like, enroll me in your program, please. I am in, right? That's ultimately what we want to do. So module 4 is all about building that process for you. And then with the set of steak knives, we've actually got a live 2-day event. I know, it's amazing. So the 2-day live event is where we are it's going to be in Sydney. I haven't got the date scheduled yet, but it will be happening in Sydney soon. And it's all following on the end of the course. And it's all about really refining, practicing, growing, and stepping into that next level, which is, okay, now that you've got all of this under your belt, you've got everything happening, what's next? Like, how do you next step into that rock star version of you so that you can really go bigger again? So that's Video Rockstar. Now, it is a 4-week program. I'm really excited about it. As you can probably tell, I haven't been as excited about a program in a while, actually, and it's probably because I feel like I've been holding my tongue a little bit because I was waiting for things to be finished. Now, sorry about the camera wobbling. I had a copy and pasted thing that was sitting here ready to go and it didn't work. So, yay, go me. So that's that. The link is there. It's nicolamoras.com.au/video. I think from memory it's $11.11 for the 4 weeks, including the 2-day event, or $14.97 if you decide to go Backstage Pass VIP. The Backstage Pass VIP gives you access to me via Voxer for one-on-one coaching throughout the entire 4 weeks. So that's actually worth the whole investment in the program on its own. So jump in on that. There's only 10 spaces for VIP badasses. The Backstage Passes available for this particular program. So jump in on that. All right. So the other thing that I want to, just let me know that link works. If someone can just click on that and let me know that works, I'd be really appreciative, please, and thank you. Okay. So the other thing that I wanted to talk with you about today was this whole playing it safe. And the thing that came up for me in my journaling today is that there are so many different things and so many different ways that we hold ourselves back. And what I noticed was a bit of a pattern. So I'm usually really conscious of what I'm fueling my body with. I play roller derby, right? So it's a really physical sport. It's very physically demanding. It's very mentally demanding. And I know for me that when I'm managing my food intake really well and drinking lots of water and doing all of that stuff, I perform in a much higher and better level. And I've noticed over the last few weeks that I've been feeling like, not feeling like I'm completely on top of my game, which is really shit because it's a team sport and I don't want to let my teamies down. So I realized it's like, I've been totally sabotaging. It's the start of a new season. And I'm just like, oh man, where else have I been playing it safe? Where else have I been holding back? Where else have I been sabotaging? And I was like, shit, health, my relationship is great. Health, I've been not doing great things with, and my business. You guys, I've got to level with you a little bit because I've had massive successes, right? I've made millions of dollars online using a lot of video, right? Plug nicolamoras.com.au/video. I have made millions of dollars online doing this stuff and I love it. It's been amazing. But I have been for the last little while, maybe this year particularly, but I've been kind of coasting. I've been kind of playing it safe. And I was thinking about why this is. And what I've seen play out with lots of different people is that we sometimes succumb to the collective belief that we should just be happy with what we have, right? We should just be okay with what we have. Like, you're doing okay, you're probably doing well, you're making some money, you're helping some people, that's awesome. But, we've kind of settled. And I realized this morning, and it's been niggling away for probably the last few weeks. I've just gone like, holy shit, I've really settled. I decided that good and okay was okay, right? And I really feel like there's probably, I don't know, I feel like I've been almost like from the not the time that I've been putting in, but there's the zazz, the energy, the fire, like all of that stuff that I've historically poured into this business not time, because I'm not a fan of burnout, right? So I'm not talking about doing more hours in more days and things like that. But the passion and the fire and all of that kind of stuff from a marketing perspective and from talking to people and being really enthralled with what it is that I'm doing and the way I'm doing it outside of my clients, I feel like I've almost been kind of like playing at 50%. I'm like, shit. That's really shit. Because if I've been playing at 50%, that gives my clients permission to play at 50%. And if they're playing at 50%, that gives their clients permission to play at 50%. And that's just horseshit, right? If we all really want what it is that we say that we want the success, we want to make money, we want to make an impact, we want to be rich, we want to be able to give back to our communities, we want to be able to provide for our families, we want to be able to do all of these things, then, you know, we're not going to get there if we're playing at half-mast. So the thing that I want to invite you to consider today is, how have you been playing it safe? Have you been settling? Have you been going, you know what, this is okay, I should just be happy? And what does that look like? You know, with my health, for me, I'm like, man, fuck that. I know that I perform better when I eat really well. So it was a decision this morning. Like, as I was getting ready, as I was putting the glitter on my face, actually, I'm like, right, that's it. No more of that. No more salt and vinegar chips. No more chocolate, because it makes me feel like shit the next day. Not mentally, but like physically, I feel like crap. It's like, right, that's it. Enough now. Enough is enough. And I think the other thing, hey, Jess, the other thing to consider is, like, how have you been letting yourself down? How have you been letting your family down? How have you been letting your prospective clients down? Because we've settled, because we're buying into this thing where, oh, you know, I should just be happy with what it is that I've got. We should just be okay. You know, we're doing better than most. You know, things are pretty good really by anybody else's measure. Have you been settling for less than extraordinary? Have you been settling for less than unstoppable? And what do you need to do to access and to ratchet up that next level and find that, you know, next bit? What do you need to do to be able to find that? For me, it's different for everyone. For me, it's I know that I find that thing, I'll often find it in my journaling. I also know that I feel better and more creative and more on fire and everything when I'm creating content for you. You know, whether it's paid content or free content, I know for me that my zone of genius just kind of kicks in when I'm in, you know, delivery mode. It doesn't tend to happen if I haven't been speaking. So for me, like, that's a really great way for me to be able to go, yeah, bang, this is how I need to do it. And this is what really works. Sometimes recording audios can work, but for me, most of the time, it's knowing that I'm delivering something that's really helpful. So have you been playing it safe? Jess and I, that we've had conversations about this. I think I've had conversations with a lot of you actually about this, for those of you who are clients of mine, you know, where we all go through periods of time where there's a bit of a recalibration period. And then it's like, okay, nah, that's enough now. Flick that switch, do the things that need to be done, and then amp it up and level it up. So there you go, guys. All right, so Video Rockstar, for those of you who missed the start of our very fabulous live stream, where we are going live on the 23rd, the link is in the comments. Please let me know that works, please and thank you, because if it doesn't, that's a problem, and I'll need to come back and edit it. Rock on, friends. So remember, get out there, go help some people, have a whole ton of fun doing it, and remember that the world is ready for your brand of awesomeness. I cannot wait to welcome you in to Video Rockstar. Let's bring it on and really ramp up some shit this year. I can't wait to welcome you in. Bye-bye.